When I was in middle school, I wanted to learn how to code, as in with Python or JavaScript, something like that. I really wanted to learn how to code, but yet, anytime I actually thought about starting to learn it, like actually watching videos or even reading a book, I always felt like I needed a teacher or I needed someone to directly teach me. Like the resources I had at my hand wouldn't be perfect. I never did end up learning coding. To this day, I still don't know how to code. I could have learned a very valuable skill, but I stopped myself because I thought that I wouldn't have a perfect teaching. More recently, I started to record videos with a camera and I'm trying to fine tune how well the video looks so that it's not only equal but better than my phone's camera. And I was really worried about actually uploading the last 3 videos, I think, because the camera quality wasn't the best. I just gotta be honest with you. I hope it's better in this video, but I was scared because I was worried that my videos that I'm making right now aren't perfect. The similarity between those two examples I just gave is that I was affected by perfectionism. Perfectionism is one of the most common causes of procrastination. I felt it all the time, and more likely than not, you felt it as well. You've always felt that feeling that you could just do a little bit better. If you just tried enough, or you just found that one thing you could do better, and so you shouldn't start now. And I'll be honest with you, perfectionism is really the fear of failure. I'll say that again. Perfectionism is the fear of failure. You're not worried about trying to be perfect. You're actually worried about failing. There's a little mindset shift there, but that means that you're not actually trying to become better. You're just worried about messing up, about screwing up, about doing something wrong. That's important because that shifts perfectionism from trying to be better to actually, you're just scared. You're wimping out. You're being a coward. That's just what honestly helps me is understanding that perfectionism is just a fear, like any other fear, like the fear of the dark or a fear of heights. It's just a fear. And I have 2 mindsets in this video that will help you stop using perfectionism as an excuse, and also a specific action step that I have for you in this video. So let's get started. The first mindset that really helps me with perfectionism is understanding that if you really want something to be perfect, your life's already not perfect. By which I mean your face isn't like the most symmetrical or beautiful. Your life could have been better. You know, you're not like a bazillionaire by age 10 or something like that. You could have honestly have a perfect life, but you don't have a perfect life. So you can't have a perfect life. Why try to make this one little thing perfect if in the grand scheme of your life it doesn't matter? I'm not saying to half-ass things because it doesn't matter, but I'm saying that make things great, actually put in effort and time, but at a certain point, it won't make a difference. It will have the law of negative results or something like that. It's like a law where the more time you put into it, eventually the results you get for putting in the time evens out. It's like a logarithmic graph. I think that's the right word. Logarithmic. Either way, it doesn't matter. But understand that trying to make this one thing perfect won't change anything. I'm already not perfect. That's just a little mindset that helped me. The second mindset is actually from a quote. The quote is, great is the enemy of perfect. And the other way around, perfect is the enemy of great. So if you try to strive for perfection, you'll actually won't even reach to greatness. If you try to make a project perfect, you won't even reach it to where the project is great. If you try to reach for perfection, you honestly won't get there. You won't even get it to where it's good because, let's be honest, perfectionism leads to procrastination. We procrastinate because we're afraid of failing. And so, not only do we not reach perfection like we wanted to, we don't even reach greatness like we didn't want, but we still want to achieve. We didn't strive for greatness, and so we don't get it. Instead, go for great because great is achievable, perfection isn't. You're making yourself have an unachievable goal. You genuinely cannot reach perfection, but you can reach greatness. You just have to put in time and effort, but it's actually achievable, unlike perfectionism, which leads to procrastination. And the goal that I want you to have from this video is that consistency is more important than perfectionism. Consistency is a habit. That's exactly what consistency is. It's a habit of doing something over and over again. It could be working out. It could be working on that essay that you've been putting off for however many days already. You have something right now on your mind that you could have been working on the last however many days, weeks, months, years. You have something that you've been working on or have wanted to work on. You would have made more progress right now if you had a consistent habit of doing that thing, even though it's not perfect, even though you don't have the perfect exact plan of action. You would have made more progress if you had just started however many blank ago. By striving for perfection, you don't reach where you want. Instead, consistency leads to greatness. Consistency in the gym leads to you getting jacked. But if you try to look for a perfect workout routine, a perfect gym, you won't even get to the point where you even start working out. And so you won't reach greatness, and obviously you won't reach perfection. That's what I'm getting at. You need to get a consistent habit to actually achieve anything. Perfectionism blocks you from achieving the consistent habit because you're setting an impossible prerequisite. You're setting something that you have to do beforehand and it's impossible to do. Why do that to yourself? Don't look for a perfect thing. Whenever I started working out, I had my mom's 5-pound weights and I just found a random workout routine online. I'm not kidding you. I didn't have anything perfect. I didn't have a life trainer with me to help me out with my form. I just had to figure it out on my own. And I did. And to this day, I actually use a modified version of that workout routine. I molded it into my own thing, but if I didn't have the imperfect start, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am now after having worked out for 1.5 years. If I had looked for that perfect workout routine, I wouldn't have started working out. So the goal I want you to set for yourself is to get a consistent habit of doing something. And if you're interested in a book to actually set good habits, I recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's probably the most widely known self-improvement book, but it honestly does help. I still use the principles from that book to this day. And the action step that I want you to take from this video to actually use what you've learned, I want you to take out something to write with, either your phone or a pen and paper. I want you to write down the new goal that I just set for you. And as a reminder, the goal for you is to go for consistency, not perfectionism. Because you'll only reach the best that you can be through consistency, not by trying to have a perfect start or trying to make something perfect. Your goal is to strive for consistency, not perfection.